Hi guys, it's Lisa Joy Young, and I have my puppy here, Hunter. I wanted to show you how big he's getting. Oh my gosh, I love him. This is the best dog ever. But today I'm going to be showing you how to do Baby Groot. I think that him dancing was like the best part of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, I gotta do a face painting, oh my gosh. And obviously you're not going to get this detailed at a gig or whatever, but just for fun, and hopefully I'll be able to do like a simplified version for you and post it on my Facebook page that you can use at a gig. But basically, to use this, I used mostly one-stroke techniques, so it didn't take as long as you would think. And I used this brown Kryvaline one and the green one, my critter cake, the Lisa Joy Young critter cake, and all the products I used will be listed below, but I really hope you guys like this one, and let's get on with the tutorial. I could just snuggle him forever and ever. So the first step of this design is to apply the background color, and I'm using a goldish, greenish, loose eyeshadow and a smoothie blender to do this, but you can use face paint if you don't have that. Just make sure to apply the color unevenly so it looks patchy and natural. To help add to the foresty effect and give added dimension, I used a Kryvaline greenish gold paint that was about the same color as the eyeshadow and a BAM leaf stencil. And this just helps to add a lot of texture and interest. But since it's tone-on-tone colors, it's not going to take away from the main design. It's just going to add a little bit of interest in the background. And just add the stencil in a C shape around your eye. For the Groot head and body, I used the Terra Split Cake by Kryvaline and a 3/4 inch flat brush. And just make sure to have the dark brown on the outside and that light creamy color on the inside. And his head is very rounded and really wide. In order to create his branch-like, twiggy, spiky hair, you're going to want to put your brush on its edge and make sure that brown is at the top. So put your brush on its edge, then pull down and drag the brown corner just a bit into the face area. And what that's going to do is help to add lines and wood-like textures to the face. Now his body looks like a bunch of branches and twigs and roots all intertwined. So to try to recreate that effect, you're going to take your brush and make different layers of the colors and have them go in all different directions. So sweep down and then go right below and sweep in another direction, as you see I'm doing here. And try not to let the colors blend too much. You want a really good variation of dark and light so that the shading will do the work for you. The arms are really thin, so make sure to work on the edge of your brush for these and always lead with your dark color. And just twist and turn the brush in whatever direction you want the arm to go, and then pull up for the fingers. And the split cake for this will shade everything automatically, so it makes it super easy. I didn't have anywhere to put the other arm, so I just had his arm going into my hairline and then coming out and resting on his hip. Taking a creamy white color, I'm just putting in some highlights here and there where the sun would naturally hit. And the trick to doing this is to use pretty dry paint. If it's really wet, it's going to make very bold lines, and that's not what you want. You want softer lines. So just dry off your brush a little bit. Baby Groot's eyes are super easy. They're just solid black round circles, and they're really far apart, so make sure to paint them wide set and a medium size, not too big and not too small. The mouth is also really simple, just some thin lines, and I did an open mouth and then shade in one section to create the illusion of a tongue. Now it's time to add some shading, and I'm using dry, dark brown paint to do this. And just like the highlighting, you don't want this to be too stark, so make sure it's dry, and then pull lines down from the hair into the face to mimic graining in wood. Also shade right under the chin area and feather the color down and pull it down into the chest. To add even more dimension and definition to the body, take that same dry dark brown color and sweep lines going in the direction of your one-stroke strokes. And finish off the shading by darkening underneath his arm. Add a little bit of red to his tongue. And now it's time to outline. I wanted to keep a more natural and soft look, so I used dark brown to outline instead of black. Make sure to keep your lines really thin so that it helps to keep the attention on the design and not on your thick outlining. And what's nice is that your lines don't have to be perfect. This is a more natural shape, so you can curve them, make them thin to thick. And don't forget to add his cool little twig-like hairs going up. Remember to just work on the very tip of your brush to do this. That'll help to give very delicate lines. Continue outlining all down his arms and his body. You can pull the outlining in every once in a while to add even more shape to the design. And I finished it off with adding just a little bit more highlighting to help some parts stand out, like his hair and then also his mouth. Just make sure to be very light-handed with it. You don't want a thick line here. To create the leaves, I used the Lisa Joy Young Critter Split Cake from Kryvaline and a number 3 round brush, and just flick the brush to create the shape and give him a quick outline. And finally, to add some life to his eyes, put in some white highlights, and I did 2 dots for cuteness. For the pot, I'd started off using a 1-stroke cake, but it wasn't working so well, so I switched to a creamy white by Kryvaline, and it's more easy to blend than the regular white, so it's perfect for this. And taking the black and gray that was already on there, I'm just sweeping it and pulling it down to create cool color variation. It kind of makes the pot look weathered. And I took a little additional gray and then pulled it up from the bottom as well. Finally, to add even more texture, I took a BAM stencil and some gray paint and stippled it on. Outline in black, and to create the illusion of cracks, press on your brush and then pull up to only your tip and end in a very fine point and line. So it's thicker at the top and thinner at the bottom. Finish off with some dots for highlights. These were supposed to be the glowing things that he released. If you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And that's it. I really hope that you guys like this. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And check me out on Facebook. The link to that is below. I'll see you soon in another tutorial.